What's going on YouTube? It is your boy Josh back with another haircut tutorial, and if you guys new to my channel and you're not subscribed, please go down and smash that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on any new videos. Today I got a fire haircut tutorial for you guys. Let's get it. So the first thing and one of the most important things you want to do is comb or brush out your client's hair before you cut anything to get all the hair to lay down in this natural direction so you don't cut any patches in the hair. And just to let you guys know, we're going to be giving my guy all even hot taper fade. It's going to be super crispy. You guys do not want to miss it. So we're going to be knocking the hair down to a 1 guard with the lever all the way open. Using my cordless magic clips, I'm just going with the grain. And as you guys can see, we're getting all that bulk off. And because he hasn't had a haircut in a while, we're going to go over it multiple times to make sure the hair lays down good. Because with this kind of haircut, you want to have it laid down real good because it's going to give a smooth look with the fade and with the line. So we have to make sure we go over it multiple times and make sure that we're brushing it out. You guys, even though we have majority of the bulk gone, I still come behind it multiple times to get all those loose hairs that stand up because I want the hair to lay down as smooth as possible, and this is the only way to do it. Even though it might not look like you're cutting anything, you really are. So moving right along into the side taper, like I said, we're giving him a high taper, so we're not going to be giving him a C cup, and right now we're just setting in our bald line using my gold Babyliss trimmers. So right after setting in the bald line, I come in with my cordless magic clips with no guard on with the lever all the way open, and I'm going up about a ½ inch. But if you guys notice, the distance between his hairline and his corner is very short. So we have a tight space to fit in all our transitions, but we're going to make it work because we have to leave some hair for the line up. But you guys are going to see what I can make out of it. And just to catch you guys up, if you guys seen right before I was done talking, I closed the lever halfway and I started up under the line and flicked up to the line. That's blending that line out. So our next guideline in this taper is going to be with my number 1 guard on with the lever all the way open, and I'm going up about a ½ inch, and I'm making sure I purposely stop right beside the hairline because from this point on I want to preserve as much hair as I can, and we're going to be fading down. So right after I'm done with my number 1 guard with the lever open, I drop down to my number 1 guard closed, and I started right up under that guideline and flicked up to it, and as you guys see, we're going to blend it right out. Right after we're done with that number 1 guard closed, I came back with my ½ guard with the lever all the way closed just to finish off that guideline so we can move on to our next step. So like I said, we're fading down the rest of the way. I picked up my number 2 guard right here with the lever all the way closed, and I'm just setting in my foundation for my fading down process. I'm going to be fading down from the number 2 guard, so right after we use number 2, we're going to come back with the 1½ guard with the lever all the way open, and then I'm going to close it, slowly as I fade down. So you guys, you already know after we're done with that 1½, we end right back up in our sweet spot with that number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, as you guys see me use earlier in the video. So at this point, we're just going to be doing some detail work, making sure that our transition blends well from top to bottom. And as you guys can see, that detail work is very important. It can take your fade from mediocre to a whole nother level. You guys already know what time it is, jumping in right into our neck taper, setting in that bald line. And on most textures of hair, the neck taper is one of the easiest parts to do because the hair lays down flat and it's like a lot of room. So it's very hard to mess up on the back, but I'm going to break it down for you guys. Just like how we did on the side taper, right after setting in our bald line, I came back in with my cordless magic clips with no guard on with the lever all the way open, going up about a ½ inch. And I make sure I go over it a couple times to make sure that all the hair is even throughout the whole guideline. And as you guys can see, when I pulled the clipper away from my client, I closed the lever halfway and I just went up under the guideline and just flicked up to it, blending it right out. So on the neck taper, I did something a little different with the number 1 guard. I went in with the number 1 guard with the lever all the way closed instead of all the way open. The reason why I did that is because it gives the fade a farther stretch and it makes it pop a little more when I put that neckline on it. Coming right behind that one guard, I came in with my half guard, as you guys know, starting right up under the guideline and flicking it right up to it. With his texture of hair, every guideline was kind of simple. You know, it was a couple flicks and it was blended, but that's not likely with every hair texture. So just like how we did on the side taper, to finish off the rest of this fade, we're going to be fading down, starting with my number 2 guard, setting the foundation. And the reason why I'm using my number 2 guard as the foundation of my fading down process is because we went with the grain with the number 1 guard open. The 2 guard close against the grain fades right into that perfectly, so that's a good starting point. After we're done using that number 2 guard, I drop down to that 1.5 guard, making sure that I start up under the guideline and just flick up to it, and make sure you guys can see the transition. Make sure you guys watch the hair. Make sure you guys see it getting lighter and lighter as you go down in your guards, because that's going to let you know that you're creating a transition and that you're actually fading. And right after I used my 1.5 guard, I came back with my 1 guard with the lever all the way open. And right here, like you guys know, we're going to be doing a lot of detail work. But as you guys can see, that transition was made in between the bulk of the hair all the way down to the bald line. You guys, we made it to one of the most satisfying parts of the haircut, which is the line up. This is going to make that fade pop even more, and just adding that line just adds a lot of definition to the cut itself. So I'm going to sit back and let you guys watch this haircut bring this cut to life. And you know I can't let y'all guys see it without me mentioning it. Look at that neckline, that thing goes crazy. And if you guys heard what I said earlier in the video when I was doing that neck taper, you see how I stretched the fade out and how it just flows with the neckline and it made it pop. That thing look crazy. Just look at this line though. Per client request, we're going to be adding some enhancements. It's going to take this cut to a whole nother level. I mean, this thing finna be crispy. I mean, it's already crispy naturally, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. But we about to turn it up a notch. And you guys, like I always preach, right after you apply the hair fibers, make sure you go and line it up and you get all the debris off the forehead, and you make sure everything is nice and tight and crispy before you add the holding spray, because after that, it's no going back. So right here, we're just applying the holding spray. This is what's going to hold the fibers in place, and then we're going to come back with the blow dryer to get it to lock in and dry down. But yeah, that's how you apply the hair fibers, man. And right here is just a sneak peek of what I like to do after I apply the fibers and the holding spray and stuff. I go back with my trimmers, and you guys see it gives me that nice crispy ash line. But YouTube, that is the process of the cut, man. This is the before. This is what we started with. You guys see me transform him from start to finish, and if you watched it up until this point, I appreciate you. But without further ado, this is the cut. Let me know what you guys think about this haircut in the comments. Rate it from a 1 through 10. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up on this video too, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn that notification bell on. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at JoshXBarber. It's your boy Josh, and I'm out.